Brent here, aka Ford Guy S550. Just doing a little video on the car. I'm going to give you some overview on what's done to it, a little bit of my history and past with cars, and my overall impressions of this car. So let's go. We're going to go on a little mountain road. I'm not going to get too crazy because I don't want to die, but here we go. So first of all, it's a 2016 3.7 6-speed. Couple of things done to it as far as suspension goes. I got H&R Super Sport springs, which are about 1.5 inch drop, 1.75 inch. GT Performance Pack shocks and struts. I got GT front brakes, the 14-inch brakes. I got SR vertical links, BMR cradle lockouts. I got a steeda shifter bracket, steeda transmission mount insert. Let's see, I have the BMR differential inserts. Motor-wise, I got a custom carbon fiber intake that I made, stock throttle body, ported intake manifolds, BBK shorty headers, lethal catless midpipes, generic X-pipe with some 18-inch mufflers that are like MagnaFlow knockoffs. And then I forgot to add that I got some Jones exhaust 10-inch resonators on those catless pipes. And then there's no mufflers in the back, and it's got the quad tips. This is my first V6 car. I've had mostly V8 Mustangs, a couple of 5.0s, like 95s. I had an 05 GT for a couple years, which I loved. A lot of people talk crap about the 3-valve. I think it's a great little motor myself. But this is my first V6 car. And it sounds funny, but I've kind of always wanted a V6. Even though I've had GTs and V8s, I've had a couple of turbo 4-cylinder cars. But something always draws me to the cars that are underrated, that people don't like. There's something about taking something that people think is crap and making it awesome. I even wanted a V6 car back in the 3.8 days. I even test drove a couple and almost bought one. And I really wanted one of the 4-liters when they came out because they were even better than the 3.8s. But then when Ford announced the 3.7, is just an awesome little motor, super lightweight, compact, revs to 7 grand. It doesn't just rev to 7,000, it pulls to 7,000. I used to rev my old 3-valve out to like 6,500, even though I really wasn't making power up there. I just thought it was fun. But the beauty of this little motor is it's so light. The front of this car is, you know, a couple 100 pounds lighter than a GT. So on a mountain road like this, it's a hell of a lot of fun. The car is super neutral, and by neutral I mean very well balanced. The car doesn't push like it's got a heavy nose. light on its feet for being 3,600 pounds. You know, this car is making probably close to 350 horsepower, which, you know, when I was a kid, 350 horsepower is what Corvettes had. So to me, this is a pretty quick car. I mean, I know that there's a lot of other cars out there now that, you know, are 12-second cars straight from the factory, which is awesome if you can afford it. Me, I'm a father of 3. I'm married. I have a house. There's a huge reason why I bought the V6, aside from kind of always wanting one. The GTs were just so much more, you know, and if you're going to buy a GT, you might as well buy the performance pack, which is another, you know, $2,500. So now your price is, you know, 12 grand over what this car costs. And yeah, I probably got 5,000 or 6,000 in this thing, but I mean, the car is incredible to drive. It's almost no body roll, and for being on stock sway bars, you know, just springs and shocks and a couple of suspension goodies, this car is pretty unbelievable for the price. I mean, I don't think there's any other car in this price range that is as capable as this car is, at least when you're talking about buying new cars. My 05 GT I thought handled incredible, and it was actually pretty good compared to the SN95 cars that I had been driving. It was a really well balanced car, I thought, but this car with the IRS, the bigger brakes, probably a stiffer body, you know, it's just it's a package that I don't think you can beat. The car is so much fun. I get 32 miles a gallon on the freeway going to work, and I really don't think you can beat it. I think it sounds awesome myself. Most people don't even know it's a V6. I mean, when you're talking to people that are kind of like cars but don't know much about them, they're like, oh, nice GT Mustang, and then I got to break the news to them that it's just a V6, and most of them are pretty surprised. Yeah, I've raced some V8 cars and haven't lost yet, but I know how to pick my battles too. When the car's got enough power to kick it sideways when you hit third gear, that's a pretty fun car in my book. This has a ACT billet flywheel and an HD clutch, which I was actually given for free. They used my car as a test bed to make sure that their parts fit that they had for the S197 cars. So I got $1,000 worth of parts and installation for free. As far as tunes go, I tried a couple of other tunes. I tried the Bama tune for like 5 minutes. I ran the Unleashed tune for 5 or 6 months because when this car came out, he was the only guy tuning for him. The Bama came out and they were, you know, claiming all these numbers and stuff. I'm like, oh man, that's sweet. So I wasted $120 buying the Bama tune. And of course, like 2 days later, MPT came out with their tune and I bought theirs too. I've been running MPT since. Find a better tune for the 3.7. I don't know if even dyno tune would be better than the MPT because they know they're crap. I mean, look at this car. These are tight corners. These are like stuff that Miata guys like because you don't have to go crazy fast on them. This car just eats them up. The tires are barely complaining. There's almost no body roll. I think you're going to find a better car for 24 grand than the 3.7 S550. I mean, this car as it sits with stock gears, you know, it's in really good airs, capable of low 13s at 103, 104. handling is something you'd find on a BMW or something of a much high dollar. I mean, yeah, it's not stock, but I really haven't done that much to it. The stuff that I've done to it, you know, most guys can do in their garage. Simple tools and everything. Nothing extravagant. You know, a lot of the stuff I bought used. I bought the brakes and the shocks and struts used. So if you shop around, you can do it pretty cheap. And I wasted a lot of money on trying all kinds of different exhaust setups. I had pro kits on this before. They were great springs, but I wanted to go a little lower and I wanted something a little more aggressive. And I went with the H&Rs. They're a high quality spring. They sit at the ride height that I want. I didn't want drop because I have to drive the car. I drive the car 100 miles a day to work. And this is my only car. I don't have another car, so I take my kids places in here. I go on road trips with my wife in this car. It's going to be able to do everything for me. And I honestly could not be happier with this car. I mean, performance-wise, handling, fuel mileage, sound, looks. When I saw the S550, I know a lot of guys don't like it, but when I saw it, I knew I absolutely had to have it. There's 85, pretty easy. And as you'll see, even with the traction control on, it kicks it sideways in the third gear if you're even going around a slight turn at all. Which is awesome, but kind of scary too. So anyways, that's the car. I had it for about a year and a half. Got 27,000 miles on it already, which I'm not real thrilled about, but it's my daily, so you gotta do what you gotta do. And yeah, that's it. And hopefully I'll get a little bit more video here in a little bit. See that right there? Yeah, boy! 3.7 power in this.